weekend. Hope everyone's having a good day and a good week. Get things started right about now. So let's go ahead and make it happen. Hey guys, this is the author Andrew Snorton, and you are joining me for the Fast 15. This is our weekly live chat that we do each and every Wednesday. We generally do it at a little bit after 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but every once in a while, when technology is cooperating, we'll go on a little bit early. Also, given some other moving parts that I have on the second and fourth Wednesday during this time, just as a reminder, the second and fourth Wednesdays will be on at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I appreciate everybody, rocking with me, making the adjustments, things along those lines. To stay connected with me, make sure to add me on Facebook at the page Author Andrew Snorton. You may add me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at AuthorASnorton. When you click on the link in the bio for my Instagram, that will take you to my press and media section. So you'll be able to pull the press and media kit, which will be updated later this week, as well as different interviews, things along those lines. And then you can navigate through the website for all the information on all the books, the audio books, all that type of thing. So I definitely appreciate everyone that's taken time to add, share, follow, all that type of stuff. You may also email me at AuthorASnorton@gmail.com. So if you've got any questions about any of the books, speaking engagements, appearances, things along those lines, make sure to hit me up there. So I definitely want to take time to say thank you to everybody who is kind enough to lend support. So what we normally do, very beginning of each talk, is we always take time to do our acknowledgments. We know everybody who tunes in, whether they're watching live or watching later. People might be going through some positive things or things that are not so positive. I want to start off by extending a word of encouragement to anyone who's experienced loss. There's people I know who have had family members transition due to health challenges. One situation was very unfortunate where it was basically a murder case. Some people are going through challenges on their job, with their families, themselves, things along those lines. And I just want to give a word of encouragement and acknowledgement that, yes, you have every right to feel some kind of way when things are not going your way. But from personal experience, based on a situation that happened to me this past Monday evening with a particular entity that basically was in the wrong for about a 6-month period and then didn't want to take accountability for their actions. Pause, take the time you need to reboot, re-energize, shift, and things along those lines. So to anyone out there going through a challenge or going through a struggle, be encouraged. You've heard it, and it's like while you're going through something, being encouraged is the last thing on your mind. But through encouragement, that kind of helps you shift your energy, redirect, refocus, see the moving parts, what they are, then identify what things you're able to do and what things you want to be able to do. So if anything that you're dealing with requires professional help, changing your routine, changing your surroundings, changing the people that you're around, please identify constructive ways to get through it. By the same token, for people who are going through some positive things, we know new job, it's a new season. Hey, your team made the playoffs again. Things along those lines. Hey, definitely celebrate, because we know what you had to work through in order to get there. So celebrate responsibly, but definitely celebrate and feed off that positive energy to keep moving forward with whatever constructive things you're working on professionally, within your families, communities, things along those lines. And let's keep it in perspective, because we were those people who were going through struggles, and we might be going through a struggle down the road. You never know. So just keep perspective. So before we get into our selection for the day, shouts to Kelly Marie Taylor, 1971 on Instagram. Make sure to check her out and give her an encouraging note for the good work she's doing. I'm going to sip my tea for a moment, and it really is green tea, ladies and gentlemen. Look, premium organic green tea. Yes. And of course, with the mug, gotta check it out. The mug, gotta check it out. Okay, let me get a sip right quick. Okay, so today, in going back in the archives, I'm going to pull this picture book that is very significant and very important to me. It's called Patterns Are Everywhere. So that's for the Facebook folks, and this is for the Instagram people. And there's a great backstory behind it. Shouts to the author, Tiffany A. Flowers, as well as the illustrator, James Eugene. It's, in rereading this, and people like picture books. Come on, Andrew, you're like old. But I tell you what, picture books, children's books, shouts to the authors who are doing children's books and picture books. I mean, shouts to all the authors, but definitely those, because there's so many great life lessons that are here. And what's really cool is the way that they did this book. So when I open up to the page, you'll notice that you've got to read it like in a clock. So you see how everything shifts. So you see how everything shifts. So it's just really cool. So I'm going to read this section that kind of spoke to me when I was looking at it today. And this is from our guest author selection, Patterns Are Everywhere. You would never stop to think they are as tiny as a toe. In fact, they all could probably fit upon just one elbow. And when they get together, the pattern is twice as tall. Their friends are really funny. They have a lot of gall. Their names are Randy Rectangle and Triangle Paul. Now, what on earth was I able to take away from this? Well, there's a couple of things. You never stop to think they are as tiny as a toe. We've heard, about, I think of the adage, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. And so you think about things that are so small that we kind of overlook. But when they come together, they can do some really powerful and positive things. When we look at the second one, in fact, they could all probably fit upon just one elbow. Some people think that because you're not big in height or, let's say, social stature, that you're insignificant, but that's not true. Always remember, like I've said before, every one of us has a presence. Every one of us has a platform. Every one of us is capable of doing some really good things. And especially when you come together, for constructive reasons. And think about this. And when they get together, the pattern is twice as tall. So all of a sudden, these small things that you're overlooking can come together and do big things. Think about what happens when people come together constructively. And that's like the foundation for any social change, any historical change, current change, things along those lines. When people come together, and they come together for constructive reasons and productive reasons and doing things that are bigger and greater than them, you never know what positives can come from it. Their friends are really funny. They have a lot of gall, so probably a lot of humor, a lot of character. I'm sure all of us know some people who are full of humor, full of character, full of silliness, but full of energy. And their names are Randy Rectangle and Triangle Paul. So I think about what's in the name. And every name has some meaning. You might not always get it, but we'll eventually get it. So those are some takeaways from our guest selection. Patterns are everywhere. So shouts to Tiffany Flowers, wherever you are, somewhere on the planet. And what was really neat was on the back, they actually donated a percentage of the sales of this book to one of the nonprofits that was involved with the LEAD Foundation. So shouts to Michael Woodward, Tab, Willie, everybody from back in the day, including the folks. So, hey, I got to give a shout. Maria Owens. Oh my gosh. Talk about a woman that is on. Thank you. Thank you. Blessings to you as well. And what have you. Yeah, we need to talk offline, partner. But for real, shouts to Maria Owens, shouts to Kelly Marie Taylor, who was clowning me politely. What else would it be if not for green tea? Well, I know it's 5:00 somewhere, but not here. So I can't do anything on that. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the little lesson today from Patterns Are Everywhere, which is a great, not only pattern book, not only a good kids book, but then even for adults to kind of just pause and reboot and be a little bit, young again and silly and goofy and what have you. It's a really good read. So a couple of things as we get ready to wind down and try to close out on a positive note. Chicago, Illinois, check me out on this Saturday, October the 8th, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm one of the selected authors for the DeSable Museum's Book and Literary Fair. I'm so grateful to them. So shouts to my cousin for helping me out. Just putting you on blast, cuz. But no, seriously, and I have to give shouts to fellow author, poet, Lavinia, uh, gosh, Lavinia Jackson, based out of Greensboro, North Carolina, who's like, hey, you might want to check this out. So I'm looking forward to being back in Chicago. So family, friends, people who want to be friends, things along those lines. Looking forward to seeing you at the DeSable Museum from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And actually, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like I'll have 4 books. So I'll have copies of Deeper Than Your Deepest Sleep, Thoughts on Love with Joseph Snorton. That's my poetry book, which is the first book I did. 9 Stories of Faith, Volume 1, which is a stories of motivation, inspiration, and encouragement. Nothing Minor, which is my book chronicling minor league baseball. And then the new release, which is currently on Amazon, but will eventually be in different bookstores, Quotes and Notes. Something's on the horizon. I'm really excited about Quotes and Notes, just some personal quotes, affirmations, constructive thinking, challenging your thinking, and then space for you to do just enough journaling to go ahead and kind of get your thoughts and ideas together so you guys can do some great, if not greater things. So again, this Saturday, October 8th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Looking forward to being back in New Jersey, New Brunswick, New Jersey. Please support the great work of Styletainment. They're an awesome fashion, performing arts, entertainment group. They've got their production that will take place at the New Brunswick Performing Arts Center on October 20th, 8 p.m. Get your tickets at nbpac.org for the event on October 20th. On October 22nd, for the Black Tie Gala, yes, I'm breaking out the tux and what have you. So, hey, you got to be razor sharp for those types of things. But the gala taking place October 22nd at the Grand Hyatt Regency in New Brunswick. Black Tie Affair, formal affair, is celebrating 10 breast cancer survivors. So anyone out there who is living with cancer, has a family, friend, loved one who has lived through it, and even if they've transitioned, it's a celebration of life. So you want to make sure to check that out. Silent auction, dinner, dancing, the whole 9. So make sure to go on styletainment.com for info on the 22nd. So excited about that. Louisville, Kentucky. I will be there October 30th from 12 to 2 p.m. at Fonte's Coffee doing the book signing and product launch. Really excited about that. I was going to do another event, but essentially because of some things on their end, which they just did not handle appropriately, I'm putting my energy into more positive spaces and places. So shouts to the folks at Fonte's Coffee. And again, shouts to the folks at Styletainment, shouts to the folks at DeSable. And of course, shouts to each and every one of you, everyone that, likes, comments, shares, supports, has gotten a copy of any of the books, has downloaded any of the audio books, downloaded any of the ebooks, just sent an encouraging note. I appreciate each and every one of you. So I just want to let that be known. And hopefully, when we take these times, to just kind of pause and reboot, you're getting motivation, encouragement, and just the breath of fresh air that you needed. So as we get ready to wind down, when we do this next week, it will be at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because I'm getting pulled in a couple directions. Gotta give shouts real quick to the crew at Status Network Live TV. Thank you. You already know. Thank you. And like I said before, just want to acknowledge everybody who is lending support, lending encouragement. And when that happens, when you constructively pour into people and they constructively receive it, we can all do constructive things. So as we get ready to close out, as I always say, whether small or big, a victory is a victory, and whether slow or swift, movement is movement. So stay victorious, keep it moving. And I just pray and trust that all of you guys continue to do well. And like I said, just continue to build on the good things that you're thinking about. Go ahead and put those in action. and you never know the great spaces and places it can take you. So the folks on the book, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Take good care. Be safe. If this laptop will work. Got it. And to the folks on the gram, again, Maria Owens, thank you, partner. Oh, I'm sorry, Farah the artist. Thank you so much for joining. Kelly Marie Taylor, yeah, you always got jokes, but yeah, maybe one time when I do this late, I'll have something other than tea, but it's during the day. I can't do that. Maria, again, thank you, everybody. Seriously, all of you take really good care. Peace and blessings out there to all of you. Again, take good care, and I'll holler at y'all soon.